Welcome to the ASTRALX Deep Dive, illuminating your path. I'm Lunaria Selene, your intuitive guide.
And I'm Solarian Zephyr, your cosmic strategist. Together we bridge celestial wisdom with earthly rhythms
Unlock your modern path through ancestral stars.
as we explore Venus-rooted lessons in Taurus's second house. Discover a guiding starlight for caregivers, maybe drowning in devotion to material security.
Picture this, your child clutching a toy, jaw tight as stone, their Taurus moon conflating love with ownership.
While Persephone's seeds whisper from the underworld, true wealth grows in unseen soil.
So tell us, sacred nurturers.
When does your child's need for comfort become a golden cage, and how do the stars reveal the key to liberating their soul's worth? We'll be drawing from fascinating sources, astrological texts, cross-cultural insights, even developmental psychology. Let's unpack this.
Okay, so to begin our deep dive, let's maybe explore that celestial archetype of Taurus first. It's more than just the bull, right? It feels connected to earthly treasures, but also something deeper.
Exactly. It's about both tangible possessions and our intrinsic sense of value. And what's really insightful here is looking at the Taurus second house through myth, specifically the Greek myth of Persephone.
Ah, okay, Persephone.
Yeah, she's this goddess who lives in the abundant material world, flowers, harvests. But then she goes down to the underworld.
The realm of soul wisdom.
Precisely. Unseen truths. Her journey just perfectly illustrates that tension, doesn't it? Between what we can touch and own, the visible wealth, and those deeper unseen values that actually nourish our spirit. She comes back changed.
Right, with a much broader sense of what worth even means, beyond just stuff.
Exactly. And that myth, it really hits home. It underlines that there's more than what's just on the surface.
And this idea, it's not just in Greek mythology, is it? I feel like I've heard echoes elsewhere.
Oh, absolutely not. If we widen the lens, you see these echoes everywhere. Take Vedic traditions, for example. There's the concept of Lakshmi's Artha. It's about wealth, yes, but specifically wealth used for dharma, righteous living, fulfilling your purpose. It's about how resources serve a higher good.
So not just accumulating it for yourself.
Right. It's quite different from simple materialism. And then think about Norse mythology, Idun's golden apples.
The apples of youth.
Yeah, but they represent nourishment, vitality, sustenance. It's distinct from greed or just having gold. All these stories, they really point to the same thing. True wealth, the kind that sustains us deeply, it grows in unseen soil. In our values, our purpose.
That's a beautiful way to put it. Grows in unseen soil. Okay, so let's bring this back to the stars. We're talking the second house ruled by Venus and that Taurus energy. For listeners maybe newer to this, how do these pieces fit together to create this dynamic around value and security, especially for kids?
Okay, so the second house in any chart, it's fundamentally linked to our self-worth. What we value, our resources, personal resources, not just money.
What makes us feel secure?
Exactly. And what we feel is ours. Now, combine that with Taurus energy. Taurus is this earth sign, right? All about stability, sensuality, connection to the physical world.
And sometimes a bit stubborn, resistant to change.
It definitely can be, yeah, that fixed earth quality. So when you blend that second house focus on value and ownership with Taurus's need for tangible stability, you get this powerful predisposition, a tendency to define oneself through what you can physically hold on to.
So it's kind of like trying to make the intangible, like self-worth, tangible, grounding it.
You've got it. Think of it like, well, almost like Taurus's fixed earth energy acts as gravity for spiritual concepts. It anchors them into something concrete.
Okay.
And here's why this is so critical for caregivers. Astrologer Liz Green, she points out that kids with strong Taurus second house placements often equate love directly with security objects.
Wow, directly.
Yes. For them, that favorite blanket, that specific toy, it isn't just a thing they like. In their young minds, holding on to it literally feels like being loved, being secure. Understanding that connection, that it's wired in so early, that's a huge aha moment.
Yeah.
It shows you their foundational blueprint for value and safety.
That link between love and a specific object is just so powerful and relatable, I think, for many parents. It makes you wonder then, how do different cultures handle this idea of value beyond just the material stuff? Are there lessons we can borrow?
Absolutely. If we look globally, you see this fascinating mix of, say, Western astrology and Eastern philosophy. In Vedic astrology, that second house we mentioned, it's called Dhana Bhava.
Dhana Bhava.
And here, wealth isn't just about personal gain. It's often viewed as seva.
Meaning service.
Selfless service, contribution, yes. It shifts the whole focus, doesn't it? From hoarding things for yourself to using resources to benefit others, the community. It's a very different perspective than pure accumulation.
That is a profound shift, from mine to ours, in a way.
Indeed. And then look at Chinese wisdom. Taurus corresponds to the earth element there. And what does the earth element promote? Balance, grounding, often through hands-on activities,
Makes sense.
which leads to some brilliant cultural practices. There's a Tokyo astrologer, Keiko Oikawa, who observed something fascinating. Japanese families often give mud play kits to kids with strong Taurus second house placements.
Bud play, seriously.
Yes. And it's not just for fun, though it isn't fun. It's a deliberate way to teach them that true wealth, real value, can be found in tactile joy, in sensory experience, getting your hands dirty, creating something with nature, not just in expensive toys.
That is fantastic. So simple, but teaching such a deep lesson.
Exactly. A very practical way to cultivate that deeper, intrinsic sense of value.
Okay, that mud play example is just brilliant. So bringing this into our daily lives, what are some practical cues caregivers can actually look for? Signs this Taurus energy might be really strong in their child. And how should we adapt our approach as they grow up?
That's the crucial next step, right? How does this show up? Often it's physical. Somatic cues are key. Look at their body language.
Like what specifically?
A tight jaw, for instance. Or maybe tense hips when they're clutching a toy or refusing to share. That can really signal that classic Taurus possessiveness, that deep need for control over their things.
Okay, I can picture that.
And for immediate support in those moments, a root chakra visualization can be incredibly grounding. Just guide them to imagine strong roots growing from their feet, pulling stability right up from the earth. It helps them feel secure from within, not just relying on that toy.
That's a lovely image, a way to find internal calm. And what about different ages? Does the approach change?
Oh, definitely. It has to adapt. For the little ones, say ages 2 to 7, it's a very tactile, often quite possessive stage.
Oh, yes. The mind stage.
Exactly. So the focus there should be on teaching value exchange. Simple things like encouraging them to trade toys with a friend, even just for a little while. It introduces the idea that sharing isn't just loss, it can open up new experiences, new connections.
Okay, small steps.
Small steps. Then, as they hit the teen years, the focus evolves. It becomes more about teaching budgeting, but specifically budgeting for experiences. Saving up for concert tickets, a trip, maybe a class they're passionate about.
Instead of just more stuff.
Precisely. Prioritizing memorable moments and personal growth over just accumulating more clutter. Helping them see that true richness often lies there.
These are really actionable insights, especially those age-specific ideas. Building on that, what about specific tools or maybe rituals caregivers could actually use day to day?
Right, because we all hit those moments of resistance, don't we? Those standoffs. Imagine, say, an 8-year-old, strong Taurus second house, absolutely refusing to donate old toys, even though their room is overflowing.
Oh, I know that scenario. It can feel like a real battle. So what's the astrological angle here? Any tips?
Well, one approach is timing. Consider acting during Venus-ruled hours, like sunset.
And set, why then?
It's not just about the pretty light, although that helps. Venus rules Taurus, and Venus energy is about harmony, receptivity. There's a natural softening energy then. Approaching those tricky conversations during a calmer, more beautiful time might just make the child a bit more open.
Interesting. Okay, what else?
A practical tool you could try is value scales. Literally help them weigh things up. Ask them to rank possessions against experiences. Like, okay, is keeping this specific toy really worth giving up a trip to the zoo? Or would you rather put that value towards making a new memory? It makes the intangible tangible, in a way.
I like that, making them actively weigh it.
And for emotional support during those conversations, which can get tense, holding a piece of rose quartz can be helpful.
Rose quartz, the love stone.
Exactly. It's strongly linked to Venus. It promotes compassion, softens resistance, helps open the heart a little, both for them and for you.
That's a lovely touch. What about rituals, things you can do regularly?
Oh, rituals can be so powerful. Think about a seed planting ceremony. As you plant beans or something together, talk about the invisible things that nourish us.
Like kindness, patience.
Yes, kindness, patience, laughter, the joy of watching something grow. It physically connects them to that idea of unseen growth, unseen value. Or for something more active, try a parent-child treasure hunt, but for non-material joys.
So not hiding chocolate coins.
No. More like actively looking for things like rainbows, listening for specific bird songs, finding the perfect skipping stone, or just noticing moments of pure laughter. It trains their focus onto valuing the ephemeral, the experiential.
I love that idea. And for the caregivers themselves, any reflection points?
Definitely. A really powerful journal prompt for any caregiver is, when did I confuse my child's genuine need for security with simple materialism? Getting honest about our own stuff, our own conditioning around value, that can unlock so much.
That hits deep. Okay, looking ahead then, what are the potential long-term paths for kids navigating these Taurus energies? And how does all this connect with our modern world? You know, technology, NFTs, constantly changing ideas of value.
Yeah, connecting it to the bigger picture, you tend to see a few potential scenarios as they mature. On an optimized path, that child might grow into, say, an ethical entrepreneur, someone who really understands resources but uses them for community benefit, creating real value.
That sounds ideal.
It is. But a more challenging path could lead to things like hoarding tendencies or significant financial anxiety in adulthood, that constant feeling of not enough, even when there is plenty. And then there's a balance path, finding security without being totally defined or trapped by it.
It's quite a spectrum. Anything coming up astrologically that might influence this?
Oh, yes. What's really fascinating here is an upcoming transit. Uranus is moving into Gemini from 2025 to 2033.
Uranus, the planet of change in Gemini, the sign of communication and tech.
Exactly. This period is going to throw entirely new tech-based value lessons at us. Think about the difference between owning NFT art purely digital, intangible, versus, say, the feeling of being in a real forest or connecting deeply with someone face-to-face.
Wow, that's a huge contrast.
It is. This transit will really challenge our definitions of ownership and value, especially for those Taurus-influenced kids and adults who naturally gravitate toward the tangible, the physical. It's going to force a reevaluation.
That's going to be interesting to watch unfold. Any cultural examples that kind of capture this tension already?
You know, for a film metaphor, think about Frozen 2. Elsa essentially trades the castle, representing safety, security, the known, the material for the forest, which represents her sole purpose, the unknown intrinsic value.
Ah, that's a great analogy.
It really captures that journey beyond material security. And for a modern icon, think of someone like Storm Reid. She's a Taurus sun, and she often speaks out about mindful spending for teens, emphasizing experiences over just buying more things. It's a practical, modern example of living these principles.
Okay, so as we start to wrap up this deep dive, how can we make sure we're talking about these ideas inclusively, making sure it resonates with all kinds of caregivers, all family structures, and where can people go if they want to learn more?
That's such an important point. Inclusive framing is key. We try to consistently refer to caregivers with Taurus placements rather than defaulting to gendered terms like moms or dads.
Right.
And for non-binary parents or families that don't fit traditional molds, using Venusian art, which is really any art embodying beauty, harmony, connection, can be a wonderful, fluid way to discuss values without getting bogged down in old expectations. It opens the conversation right up.
That makes a lot of sense. And for those hungry for more info, any specific resources you'd recommend?
Sure. Our insights draw from some really solid sources.
Yeah.
For digging into the Taurus second house foundations, Demetra George's Astrology and the Authentic Self is excellent.
Yep.
For connecting this with Eastern wisdom, Komita Sutton's Vedic Parenting Nakshatras has profound insights on Dana Yoga in kids' charts. And for those Venusian value rituals we talked about, Chani Nicholas's book, You Were Born for This, is truly inspiring for connecting with inherent worth.
Great recommendations.
And just a crucial disclaimer here. If these issues around material security feel really deep-seated, maybe connected to early trauma or strong family patterns, please consider seeking professional therapeutic support. Astrology offers amazing insights, but sometimes deeper healing needs that dedicated space.
Absolutely. Wise advice. Okay, as our cosmic journey through Taurus's treasure house concludes,
We really encourage you to dive deeper into your family's unique value blueprint. You can actually request our Venusian value audio reading via email. The link is waiting for you in the description.
and for things like the seed planting ritual instructions and maybe that Taurus grounding dance we hinted at.
You can explore all those resources nestled right there in the description too. And please remember, teaching abundance isn't selfish. It's truly like sowing forests in their bones.
Subscribe for more Starlight Insights.
And keep igniting your lineage's legacy.
Thank you for journeying with us through the gardens of worth.
Root, bloom, become.